Known for its rich history and architecture, London has bridged the gap and evolved into a vibrant cultural hub. With world-class museums, restaurants, and performances, London has many famous buildings, landmarks, and attractions. The city is constantly evolving and rich in historical culture from old to new. To help you out if you've never been to London, we've compiled a list of 10 must-see attractions in London during your stay. From discovering the king to riding his double-decker bus for the first time, these are the top things to do in London for the first time. Come with us and let's discover 10 attractions to visit in London. But before we get started, remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications. And share your own London experiences or ask a question in the comments section below. Number 10. The Gherkin. Affectionately known as the Gherkin for its unusual shape, the dazzling glass skyscraper at 30 St. Mary Axe is one of London's most recognizable landmarks and the seat of the City of London. It emerges 590 feet, 180 meters, above the financial district. The Gherkin is generally closed to the public but has a private members club on the top floor and numerous bars and restaurants in the square at the base of the building. Enjoy spectacular views of the Gherkin from an evening cruise on the River Thames in London or aboard the London Eye. See landmarks up close on a walking tour of historic London, or combine your visit with nearby London attractions such as London Bridge, monuments, the Tower of London, and St. Paul's Cathedral. Number 9. Trafalgar Square. Trafalgar Square is the vibrant and beating heart of London's West End, playing a vital role in local life as a venue for celebrations, protests, performances, parades, and public gatherings. This sprawling square overlooks imposing skyscrapers such as the National Gallery and St. Martin in the Fields Church and is dotted with famous fountains and statues. The most famous of these is the 144-foot-high Nelson's Column, which commemorates the British naval victories over France and Spain and is guarded by 4 oversized bronze lions. It is named after the Battle of Trafalgar, where the British Navy defeated Napoleon. The square is an extensive public area where you can sit and admire the fountains against the backdrop of the National Gallery. It is often used for significant public events, and protesters sometimes congregate here. At Christmas, a giant Christmas tree appears in the square, creating a fantastic atmosphere. Number 8. Tower Bridge. Tower Bridge is one of London's most famous landmarks and crosses the river. This bridge has been in London since the 19th century and is notorious for its drawbridge effect, allowing tall ships to descend and sail down the Thames. Close to the Tower of London, the nearest tube stations are Tower Hill and London Bridge. Whether you take a walking tour of the city, admire the bridges on the Thames cruise, or cross the bridges on a hop-on, hop-off city tour, your tour of London's historical sites is not complete without stopping at Tower Bridge. A popular option is to take a walking tour across the bridge, visiting the Tower of London, which stands at the northern end of the bridge, and further along the Thames to sites such as Big Ben and the Palace of Westminster, St. Paul's Cathedral, and the London Eye. Take photos from the banks of the River Thames or walk across. Number 7. St. Paul's Cathedral. St. Paul's Cathedral is a landmark of the London skyline. The dome of the cathedral makes the architecture very elaborate and symbolic. The current church dated from the 17th century and was built during the reconstruction of London after the Great Fire of London, which destroyed much of the city. You can visit St. Paul's Cathedral with or without a guide. Walk inside the cathedral or view it from the Millennium Bridge across the River Thames just in front of the cathedral. Multimedia guides are available for individual visitors, and guided tours explore highlights such as the nave, the Whispering Gallery, the Golden Gallery, and the crypt. Number 6. London Eye. The London Eye offers unparalleled views of central London's world-famous attractions from its prime locations on the banks of the River Thames, across from Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament. Built at the turn of the millennium in 2000, the 443-foot giant observation wheel quickly became one of Britain's most popular paid attractions. The London Eye opened to the public in 2000. When first built, it was the tallest observation wheel in the world. It was London's highest viewpoint until the Shard opened in 2013. You can buy tickets for the London Eye in one of the small pods. With panoramic views over London, your first trip to London is worth considering. The view from the ground is also quite spectacular, adding another dimension to the London skyline. Number 5. Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle is the world's largest occupied castle still in royal use. It has been a royal palace and residence since William the Conqueror built a wooden fort here more than 900 years before him. Although routinely used for royal business, much of the castle is open to the public and worth a visit. Parts of the castle are open to visitors, including the state apartments, Queen Mary's intricate dollhouse, and George VI private apartments. St. George's Chapel is another highlight where many royal weddings and funerals have taken place and home to the tombs of the Queen Mother and Henry VII. A guided tour will take you to the Great Kitchen to experience the inner workings of the castle. Number 4. Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace has served as the official London residence and administrative headquarters of the British royal family since the 19th century. It is one of the few royal residences in the world still in use. Public access is limited and exclusive, but well worth it for those who arrange a visit. Buckingham Palace is one of Britain's most famous landmarks and the Queen's residence. Centrally located, Buckingham Palace is at the top of Pall Mall, adjacent to Green Park and St. James Park. As with the Houses of Parliament, tours around the palace can be booked if you want to spend an afternoon pretending to be royalty and admire its beauty from outside its gates. Number 3. Tower of London. From medieval tortures to gruesome executions to infamous royal prisoners, the Tower of London has long been at the center of London's dark history. Built by William the Conqueror in 1066, this historic castle has served as a royal menagerie, queen's prison, execution ground, royal observatory, royal mint, and military storehouse. Today, the tower showcases the famous crown jewels, including the imperial state crown and centuries of history within its walls, drawing travelers from far and wide. It remains guarded by members of the royal bodyguard known as beefeaters. Visitors can admire the royal armory of the White Tower, walk along the ramparts, and see where Anne Boleyn was executed on Henry VIII's orders. The tower's famous torture exhibition, Royal Mint coins, and King's Exhibition, Fusilier Museum, and a row of kings highlight the history of the tower. Number 2. Stonehenge. An archaeological wonder, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and one of the world's most enigmatic tourist attractions, Stonehenge attracts 1.3 million visitors annually. The site, a circle of giant stones in the heart of the English countryside, is even more impressive by its mysterious history. Stonehenge's original purpose remains unknown, but onlookers flock to admire this 3,500-year-old structure and ponder its astronomical, spiritual, or supernatural significance. Entry to Stonehenge is a timed ticket. You can see the stones from a few feet away, and admission includes shuttle transportation between viewing areas. Access to the stones is limited to 30 minutes, but you can spend as much time as you like exploring the site's visitor center. If you want to visit the inner circle and walk among the stones, you'll need to book a special tour outside public hours. Day tours from London are often combined with nearby attractions such as Oxford, Windsor Castle, Bath, Stratford-upon-Avon, and the Cotswolds. Before we get to number 1, remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and enable notifications. Number 1. Houses of Parliament and Big Ben. Few landmarks epitomize principal London as flawlessly as Big Ben. The enduring clock tower of the Houses of Parliament, formerly called Elizabeth Tower after Queen Elizabeth II. Heralding Great Britain's political nucleus in Westminster, Big Ben stands because the pudding centerpiece of the Thames waterfront is sponsored with the aid of using the ancient Palace of Westminster, domestic to the Houses of Parliament. The Houses of Parliament's reputable call is the Palace of Westminster. However, because of its inhabitants, it's generally known as the former. They're at the banks of the River Thames in Westminster, and the construction itself is exquisite. You may set up excursions across the houses in case you are inquisitive about studying more significant approximately British politics if you now no longer appreciate them from the outside. Big Ben is positioned in Westminster and is the nickname for the Great Bell of the Clock, however is frequently used to consult the clock and clock tower. The clock tower's reputable call is now the Elizabeth Tower, named after Queen Elizabeth II in 2012 for her Diamond Jubilee. Big Ben is an iconic London landmark, and you should go to your listing to peer at the same time as you are here. Whether it be an extended stay or a short trip, we recommend you discover the tourist potential of London. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.